Welcome back to my channel. It is time for the 9th update of my 2022 Project Pan. So this time around, I think I made some okay progress in some areas and some really exciting progress in one of my products. So I'm super excited about that. And that cancels out all the meh progress, but whatever. Progress is progress. Just bear with me through my cold and the traffic in the background if you can even hear it. And let's see how I did. I'm going to start with eyeshadows this time around. And I had two MAC eyeshadows in this project, which had usage goals. So I had Ochre Style, which I just had a usage of 10 on this. So I had to use it 3 more times since the last update, and I did that, and I hit my 10 uses goal, so I'm able to roll it out. I felt like this was kind of just like an okay eyeshadow. It's nothing exceptional. I feel like I could probably dupe it. It doesn't leave like a huge impact. But you know, it is a decent eyeshadow and very lovely for like, you know, normal everyday looks, like whatever. So I can appreciate its usage for that. Do I need it? Probably not. It's not super necessary, but I don't mind keeping it for now and continuing to pull it out here and there and like maybe eventually declutter it if I really don't feel like it's adding any value to my collection. But for now, it's okay. And we can roll it out. Then we have Shroom, which is looking pretty rough. It has like a crack in the lid there, but the product itself is still fine. I had to use this 10 times. And this I had to use 3 more times since the last update to get that 10 uses, and did that as well. Really easy to do. I often paired these two together, so that was a no-brainer, and they paired well together, you know. This is pretty sheer and doesn't turn up like really well in a swatch, but it does look okay on. It's not spectacular, but that's kind of why I like it, because it's a little bit more low-key. Some days you just don't want to look like you're doing the most, right? I can roll that out as well. This next product I rolled in the last update. This is Ulta Cocoa Puff. This is one of their eyeshadow crayons, and I'm going to swatch it awkwardly on my hand right here. It is really pretty, a little bit reflective and pearly. I made a usage goal of 15 uses on this, and so far I have 4 uses out of the 15. It goes down pretty quickly, and I wanted to see how far I could get with 15 uses and then kind of decide from there. Do I want to try to finish one of these completely? Because I have 3 of them right now. They're all discontinued. But yeah, this is really, really nice. I've been doing a lot of one shadow looks lately, and this is like perfect for that. It's just like the right amount of color. It's not super brown, but it's also visible and just a really nice eyeshadow. So I really love it, and it's just an easy one to use. 4 times out of 15, so you do the math, and that's how much I have left. The MAC Rose Pigment. So this one I am trying to use to completion, and I only managed to use this guy 5 times, and I don't know if you can really tell usage by looking at it because it's like, you know, all scattered in there, so it's really hard to measure this in terms of, or even see visual progress. I can attempt to put up a picture from last update or when I rolled it in and now, and maybe you can sort of see that there's less in there. So yeah, I am trying to finish it, and I really enjoy this one too, which kind of surprises me because rose or pink eyeshadows, in my head, I don't feel like they look great on me, or that I don't tend to want to gravitate towards those, but then this one is just so wearable and looks quite nice. Most days I just wear it in a low-key way, so I don't pile it on, but there's that option as well if you want to make it look really like, I don't know if I'm going to finish this by the end of the year. I mean, it's a possibility with like 2 months left, we'll see, but like, it just depends on how good I am about putting it on, honestly. So that's still the project. The Peach Perfect Too Faced powder that I am trying to pan. So I think it was the last update that I was able to draw a line, which is the last one you see here, and I have not been able to draw another one, even with consistent use. Every time I wear makeup, I do put this powder on. We're past the widest part of the circle, so I was kind of thinking it was going to go faster, but so far, not the case. But oh well, we will get there at some point. These next 2 products, I said I was going to declutter them, and now I'm being annoying and bringing them back in. I have these 2 sprays that I was going to declutter because the product just wasn't coming out or spraying out the way I like. It was suggested to me to, you know, spray it into a sponge and dab it on my face. I didn't like doing that, and then was like, forget it, we're just gonna get rid of it. Now that the weather's getting colder and this powder is actually pretty mattifying, I was actually looking for something like this to use to make that matte look a little bit less matte. I was like, oh, okay, you know I said to you guys I was decluttering it, but you know what? I actually kind of really need to use something to soften this look up a little bit, or soften up the powder look. That's kind of what I've been doing, is spraying it into the sponge and dabbing it all over my face to kind of, yeah, get rid of that powdery matte look and soften it up a little bit. And it's been working out pretty well. And this is ridiculous because it doesn't look like there's any left, right? But I can actually get some squirts out of it. So these were going to be decluttered, but now that I've found that I kind of need to use it, or want to use it, we're going to keep it in the project. And I'm kind of rolling my eyes because I hate like being so fickle with makeup, but it happens. It happens. Anyway, the last update, I think I was up to here when I announced I was decluttering it. And I actually was able to use it up to this line. So these guys are back in. Hey, I mean, whatever, man. It could be worse. I could be buying another spray, or I could just be wasting this, and now we are not wasting it. We're going to try to finish them up for real again. The Sonia Kashuk Contour Stick. So this I am trying to also use to completion. I use this 12 times since the last update. I'm not exactly sure how many times total because I had this in since the beginning of 2021. So a lot of usage. We only have this much left, but this will last quite a while. And if I hold this up to the Z palette, which is how I've been measuring it, it looks pretty similar to last time. You're not going to see a ton of visual progress, but I know I've been using it. Still enjoy it. It's just going to roll into 2023. And I'm pretty confident in 2023 this will get used up, which is crazy, but it's October and I'm not going to finish this in 2 months. It's just not going to happen. But that's fine. I'm okay with that. I have my 2 eyeliners, which I am trying to get down halfway from when I brought them in, not finished completely. So here's the Wet n Wild Copper one. Very pretty. So here's where I am now, and I used this 7 times since the last update, which is a lot less than what I've normally been using it, I think. That sounds kind of low compared to what I've done in other months. The other times when I use this eyeliner, I would use it more just on the top and then use something else on the bottom, but I guess because I've been rimming the whole eye with them, it's coming down kind of the same way, even though I only used it like 7 times. The Avon Black eyeliner, I used this 6 times and went from here to here. So that looks like a lot of progress again for 6 times. It's looking like it's going to take another year to come down to my goal, which is really crazy how slow these move. Really crazy. But that's, I guess, a lesson I'm learning about eyeliners, that they take forever to use, which I should know that because most of mine I've had for so long. But I figured putting it in a project, oh, it's going to go much faster. I mean, it is going pretty fast, like more than it would have had it not been in the project, but man. Okay. My Wet n Wild Mega Glow Blush in Strike a Pose Rose. My goal with this blush is to hit pan. I hit pan after having this in since June of 2021. And let me show you. No, it's not this guy right here. The pan is right at the edge. Can you see that? It's like right at the edge where the wall meets the bottom. And I'm just like, I used this blush 167 times since last June. Not this past June, the year before that. So, yeah. To be fair, I did not concentrate on that little section the entire time. There were times when I would swirl around, or sometimes just like focus on other parts of the blush and get my use that way. And yeah, but then the past month or so, I've been noticing that this part seems to be kind of going down further. Like, I think it's just the formula of this one compared to these guys is a little bit softer, maybe. I don't know. These two are pretty much useless, I decided. These 2 shades hit hard pan, and even though I use the tape to get it off, it doesn't matter. Like, I just don't think they turn up at all. And even if you swirl them together, it just kind of is a little pointless. I don't know. So I've been mostly focusing on these 2 the past couple months. So even though it was 167 uses, I was kind of all over the place with this blush. So I think it just took that much longer. Plus having other blushes that I'm also trying to use and enjoy, it was going to take over a year. It's like, I need a moment of silence for this. Like, gosh. Needless to say, I will be putting this guy on pause. I do not want to declutter it, even though it's ancient and they don't make it anymore. I still like it, you know? Like, I'm not going to get rid of it. But I'm going to give it a break. That is for sure. And, like, chill on blushes for at least this update. We'll see what I decide to do next month. If you've been with me on this panning journey, like, you know how long I've been talking about that thing, so. Okay, let's move on. Let's take a deep breath and let's move on. The next product is the NYX Lingerie Liquid Lipstick in the shade Push Up, and this is one of my favorites, and I am trying to finish this up because it is super old. So I need to move it out soon, and there's not a whole lot in here, relatively speaking, but there's a, you know, still a decent amount I can get out. I want to finish it completely. I've used it 8 times since the last update, so I still have a while to go. You can just tell, and there's like some product just like sticking in the bottom there, so I need to kind of use something to kind of loosen it up and, you know, get it up here so I can actually access that little bit of product left. And of course there's product on the walls, so yeah, we're working on it. The Sigma Lip Vex sample, this is one of their lip glosses that I'm pretty sure they don't make these anymore, but this one is in the shade Tint. I've used this 12 times since the last update, so I've been getting a ton of use out of it, but the progress isn't coming down from this spot. So it seems to be kind of stuck there, but then if you kind of go to this side, you can see it's like down here. So it's kind of like not evenly distributed. So it's kind of hard to draw a line that like can show how much progress I made. But you can kind of see the progress through the actual tube itself because there's so much more windowing. You can see like right through it now, which I'm not sure if it was like that last time. Like the NYX liquid lipstick, there is a lot more product towards the bottom. That's just what happens with these things, and I'm trying to like store it like this so that that gravity will pull it back down, or, you know, shove something in there to pull it up. And I actually, did I remove the stopper? It looks like I removed the stopper on this and the NYX ones. Like, it's not gonna be like a perfect line going down, but I can tell it's getting used in general just because you can see through it. So that's cool. We have the mangled up sample of the Birthday Suit Tarteist lip paint. I think it's called a lip paint. I don't remember anymore. But I had this on hiatus since like summer-ish, and I said I was going to pull it out end of September, October, which I did. So now it's back in again, and I want to finish this, and I used it 2 times between this month and last, so not a whole lot of usage on it. A little of this does go a long way. I mentioned that before, and I think I'm ready to use this and pair it with like smokier eyes, it being fall. You just have to use it as it is and don't try to mess with it too much. It goes on very thick, even with just a little bit, and it doesn't mix well with other products, so you kind of have to wear it the way it is. So eventually we'll finish that, but I think that might be more long-term than I was expecting, but I'm actually okay with that because I really like it, and I don't really have dupes of it too much, like that exact color. Even though the packaging is in not great condition, I'm still happy to use it, and we'll finish it up at some point. Last categories are perfume. I have Love Struck, which I rolled in the last update, I believe, and I was up to here and now I'm down to here, which does not look like a lot of progress at all, even though I have worn it a couple times. I was expecting this to move faster because the bottle is so narrow and skinny, because that's what happened with the At the Beach perfume that I had that was like in a similar container, except this is a roll-on and that was a spray. So I think that affects how much of it comes out. Plus, this is more concentrated, so I don't think you need as much of it as the Bath & Body Works fragrance. So, yeah, this is like a legit, like, roll-on cologne, so you don't want to throw a ton of it on. But yeah, that's all it came down, and that's fine. You know, at least it's coming down, and I know I'm using it, and I am planning on finishing this up. Don't think that's going to be this year, but early next year, probably. My final perfume and product is this Maybe Baby by Benefit, and I was able to draw another skinny line on the bottom here. And I don't draw lines every update because it takes me forever to use perfume. and I was using other perfumes for a while along with it, and I still am, but I've been using this more than I expected to. Like over the summer I was using it a lot more, and in general I have been. But the thing with me in perfume, I know people like reapply it throughout the day. I don't usually do that. Typically, like most days I just like squirt it twice and then that's it. I don't know. I just never got into the habit of reapplying perfume unless I was like going somewhere like in the evening, like maybe then I would do it. But by the time I get home, I just like don't care, and I'd rather it fade away anyway. So yeah, it's going to take me a while to get through bottles of perfume. So, but you know, we're making progress on it. Thank you so much for joining me and celebrating with me my blush pan. You know, even with my congestion here and the traffic in the background, if you were able to make it this far, thank you. And don't forget to give a like. I will catch you guys later. Have a great day. See you guys in my next video. Bye.